Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another BJ&Co Skyfactory 3 tutorial for you guys. We are back, like I said, in Skyfactory 3, and we are working our way through our achievement books to show you guys everything you need to know in order to complete all of the achievements in here. In particular, today we are going to focus on the next four: collecting water, cobblestones, getting a hammer going, and then sieving gravel, sand, and dust. So that's what we're going to focus on. If you guys have found these tutorials helpful, you want to see more, smash that like button, throw something down in the comments below. We love chatting with you guys and seeing if you have any questions or anything, and you can always subscribe to the channel to help support the channel and get updates of when all the new content goes live. We are making a big push for 1,000 subs, so any support would be much appreciated there. But let's get straight on into this. Woo, woo, woo. So, first things first, guys. Collect rainwater in an oak barrel or melt saplings in a wooden crucible. So there's kind of two ways to go about this. Like I said last time, oak barrels are... I prefer the wooden barrels. They're much easier, much more versatile. That's what we are using for the composting here that we did in the last episode. The kind of downside to these barrels is that if they're just sitting there, they need it to rain in order for you to collect water. So sometimes it can be a pain if you're in the wrong biome, or just if you get unlucky with water. So you can make a whole ton of these, sit them around, but also when they're full of water, then you can't compost in them because there's water in them. So it's kind of a catch-22 both ways. You can, if you want to stop your barrels from being able to be composted, or from collecting water, I should say, you can just throw a plank up above. That tends to be the regular choice for stuff to make sure that you still have access without it filling up with water. So I'm just getting us a little bit more dirt because we're going to need some more dirt for this episode. But let's go with a consistent way to get the wonderful, wonderful water that we're going to need for stuff. So what we're going to look for there is, like it said, it was an oak crucible. So there's about 6 different wood crucibles here. It really doesn't matter what type of wood you use. I go with oak because that's what we start with here, and you can see it's a very simple crafting recipe, just like the barrel, but instead of using planks, we're using full logs. So I should have enough right now to do that. And there we go. We've got the crucible. Now, the crucible is not quite as nice as the barrels. I mean, we can just put it down, but that won't do our job. Wait, that's seriously working? Ah! Well, that works fantastically. Sometimes you used to have to put this over heat in order for it to work properly. But no, how is this? This is giving us 8 per tick. 8 per tick. Okay, let's see. Can I chop this up? Hopefully this won't break anything. Okay, good. Just going to see if the heat makes it a little bit faster for us. So this is putting it directly on top of a... heat source, being a torch. Torch is a fairly low heat source, but we could have much worse. And we just drop our saplings into here. And 8 per tick again. Ha! That's kind of neat. You can tell I've played a few different versions of Skyfactory over the years in skyblock, so this is a handy one. So it doesn't have to be over a torch. I'm just so used to that. I'm going to leave it there, and you can see it's just creating us the water there. Now, we can't do anything with the water because we don't have any buckets or anything right now. Beautiful. More trees, more trees, more trees. But after I'm done with this tree, we will take a look at what the next step is in the achievement book. Alright, so farming's done. Rainwater, we have collected the melted sapling, so we'll have water when we need it. The next step is we want to craft cobblestones from the small stones that drop from sifting dirt. So, like we did in the end of the last episode, guys, I showed you guys what the sieve actually is useful for. But I'll go through and we'll do it one more time. So right here is the sieve. If you grab some dirt, you just drop it in. And you pound it a little bit with your right click. And eventually it will spit some things out. We got 3 stones there. And no seeds or anything. There is a possibility of different seeds. And all that fun stuff. What I do like, I'm just going to pull up the sieve. And if I right click on it. That's not what I want. Oh, yeah, there we go. So right click on it and then jump over here. And you can kind of look through what the sieve does with each mesh. So with a string mesh, this is what we can get from sand. And then it shows you like different diamond meshes and things, what we can get. So if you want to see, let's say, dirt with string mesh, this is everything we can get. The stone pebbles are your guaranteed 2 for sure. You're likely going to get closer to 3 or 4, just based with the drop rates on all that. But you can get all sorts of other seeds to get your farms ready to go and everything. So sifting dirt, very, very handy. Now, once we have the dirt done, we can jump over to any crafting grid, put 4 of these small pebbles that come out, and you get yourself a cobblestone. So very easily, we can then craft cobblestones from small stones dropped from sifting sand. Boom! That is done. So our next step is to craft a hammer to turn cobble into gravel, gravel into sand, and sand into dust. So, hammer. How do we do a hammer? Well, a hammer is not too bad at all. We're just going to grab 1 full stack here. And we're going to grab some sticks is what we're going to need. And we can just stick them in a pattern like that. Bottom left, bottom right, or middle. Bottom left and the middle. Wow, I can't talk today, guys. And then your material choice up in the top, you can use cobble. I like to save my cobble early on in Skyfactory just because you're going to need a lot of it. But boom, we have a hammer. Stop. Hammer time. Boom, boom, boom. The one thing you want to be very careful about when you're making dirt, guys, is don't run out of all your saplings. I sometimes like to throw a chest down and just have a spare few saplings in there, so in case I ever make a mistake, it is available. So just a little tip from my side of things. But we're gonna get a little bit more stone pebbles here, and then I'm gonna show you guys how this wonderful, wonderful thing works. Ooh, we got some seeds. We can start making wheat. Fantastic. But that'll be later. So we've got 1 piece of cobble so far. If we use our wood hammer on it, just left click on it, boom, you can see we now have gravel. And if we place this gravel down, boom, we can get sand. And if we place the sand down, boom, we can get dust. Now, all of these are going to be super helpful for us. So we're going to want to get, knowing how to get them is very important. But we're just going to go through. You can also, hammer uses vein miner as well. So if we've got 3 of these down, tilde, and click on it, and there we get 3 of our fantastic gravels. And I'm just going to throw 1 of these down and grab ourselves a sand as well. So now you can see we've got dust, sand, and gravel, which means we should be able to finally complete that. And moving on, we can sift gravel, sand, and dust into the sieve. Okay, that's great. So let's start with this dust here. So before we were getting stone pebbles, what do you think we might get out of this? Let's just pound it through a little bit. And we got absolutely nothing out of that one. Oh, gotta love it. Let's see what sand gives us. Absolutely nothing again. Wow. Okay, gravel. Something. There we go. So we've got some iron ore and some flint. So the gravel is kind of a nice place to start out with. It will start to get us the pieces that we need to get some iron and some other wonderful ingots that we can make down the line and that we'll need down the line to further progress into automating different things. I mean, we've got something here called an auto sieve, but you need iron for it, and blocks of iron, and glass. So, I mean, most of this you could get now that we can do this. We can sieve, so we can get iron. We can have cobble, so we can make furnaces to smelt the cobble. We can make sand, so we can make the glass as well. You can see, guys, our fluid's done too. Good job, Crucible. So we're kind of at a good spot. We've been able to do all of this stuff, sift it. So next, we'll be working towards the rest of this, which will include making some better tools for ourselves, and then working on towards getting some buckets going on so we can move water around, and just some automatic cobble generation. Because as nice as it is to sift some dirt to get the stones, it can take quite a while. But in order to get cobble generators, we have to get lava. And to get lava, it's going to take a while. We're going to need some crucibles, some higher level crucibles that actually melt things, all sorts of jazz like that. The flint that we got out of this, I'm glad we've got this, because this we will definitely need for our next step of the Tinker's contract with either bone or flint. So, I mean, you can make some Tinker's tools with, say, wood or cobble, but they specifically want bone or flint, so I have shown you guys how to get the flint. So that will be next time. We'll walk through the basic steps of what to do with the Tinker's Construct stuff. And I think actually in the next one, we will plow all the way through and show you guys how to make clay, which is then used for the crucible, though I believe we may need some bone meal. Oh yeah, we can get bone meal, no problem. Next we're kind of moving into a bit of the time-consuming pieces. So next time, we'll push our way all through this and finish up the Wood Age, so then we can move on to the Stone Age and get going on all that. So thank you guys very much for joining us on this adventure, and hope you have found this helpful. If you do, smash that like button. If you have any questions, throw them down in the comments below, or just drop by and say hi. We love chatting with all of you guys. And if you really want to help support the channel, check out our or hit that subscribe button down below, and then you can get notified when all the new content comes live, as well as help us push towards that 1,000 sub mark. We're almost there. We're about 70 shy, so we'd love the assistance getting there. And finally, if you really, really want to help us out and you want to see your names in the credits of these videos, you can head over to our Patreon page, links down below, and support us with whatever amount you feel is necessary and would be helpful. Any little bit counts. We love it. So thank you very much for being here, guys. We'll hope to see you in the next one. Bye. Ba-dum ba-dum ba ba da ba dum bum ba-dum bum ba-dum bum ba-dum ba ba-dum 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 bum ba-dum ba-dum bum ba-dum ba-dum bum ba-dum 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 bum 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 ba-dum bum ba-dum bum ba-dum ba-dum bum ba-dum bum 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 ba-dum bum ba-dum